Welcome to the Daily Vibecasting. Okay, today we are diving headfirst into a feed that is absolutely signaling some major shifts. I mean, everything from huge moves in AI to surprising political plays in finance, even robots on the baseball diamond.
Yeah, it's packed.
We've got 11 key posts that landed today, September 24th, 2025, and we're really going to, get into the context behind the buzz.
Exactly. The mission here is filtering out that noise, finding the immediate strategic context. What's the real signal?
So what's the thread today?
Well, it feels like a fierce global battle for control. Control over code, over markets, maybe even control over public information itself. Let's kick off with maybe the biggest ambition signal today, right in the AI race.
Okay, let's unpack this. It came loud and clear from @Elon Musk. He just posted, help build Macrohard, the AI software company.
Yeah, Macrohard. What's really fascinating here is the deliberate positioning. It confirms XAI isn't just aiming for, say, better foundational models. They want a purely AI software company.
Purely AI. Like, what does that even mean in practice?
Well, think about that name, right? Macrohard. It's playful, sure, but also kind of antagonistic. It signals a move to completely separate software creation from the hardware and OS ecosystems we know.
Oh, okay.
The idea, and this links back to their August 1st trademark filing, seems to be using AI agents for the coding, the automation, everything from the ground up. It's about fundamentally changing how software gets made.
Right. So if they're building this new kind of software company, what's the foundation? What's it built on? Still looking at XAI. Let's check Tech Dev Notes. XAI is building a team for AI-native knowledge-based search engine.
Right. This is their potential answer to that huge problem all LLMs face. Hallucinations, making stuff up. So to power Macrohard, they need trusted data. This team is focused on AI-native search pipelines using what they're calling trillion-scale datasets.
Trillion?
Yeah, and they seem to be building on specific research, like the TruthSeeker dataset from 2023. That suggests a really focused effort to prioritize verifiable facts, ground truth. They want to ensure their AI software isn't just repeating biases or, nonsense from the general web.
Okay, so XAI is working on its own sort of AI operating system, fueled by its own curated truth-seeking data. Interesting. But the open source world isn't exactly sitting still either, right?
Not at all.
Across the pond, at Alibaba, Quinn is making some serious noise, especially with developers. Qwen 3 Max is here. No preview, just power. We've supercharged coding and agentic skills.
This is a big deal for the open source community.
Yeah, Qwen 3 Max is now the default engine in AnyCoder, that open source code generator. But the tech part here, the architecture, they're using this mixture of experts thing, MOE.
That's the key bit. For listeners, MOE, specifically their 235B A22B version, means it's not one giant model. It's more like having lots of smaller, specialized AI models working together.
Okay, like a team of experts instead of one generalist.
Exactly. And the result: speed, efficiency, lower training costs. It lets Qwen 3 Max genuinely compete with top proprietary models, but it's open. It democratizes access to that kind of coding power.
That sounds great for efficiency. But let's talk about real-world friction. AI coding promises a lot, but sometimes it trips up. A quick check on a competitor at Cursor shows this kind of hiccup. GPT-5 Codex is now available in Cursor. Let us know your thoughts.
And the user feedback is pretty revealing here. Yes, GPT-5 Codex is incredibly efficient with tokens like 93.7% reduction for simple tasks, which is amazing.
Wow.
But its reliability in the command line interface, the CLI, that's proving tricky. Users keep reporting that the AI doesn't always recognize when a task is actually done.
Oh, so you have to manually stop it.
Yeah, you have to jump in and terminate the process. It's like having the super powerful tool that just freezes right at the finish line. It kind of breaks the trust in the AI's autonomy. You still have to babysit the machine.
Right, undermining the whole point sometimes. Okay, so AI is battling for code control. Let's switch gears to finance. How is that world fighting for acceptance? Crypto just took a pretty huge step into the mainstream. This post from @WatcherGuru is definitely massive. Just in, Visa, Stripe, and Fold partner to launch Bitcoin credit card.
Yeah, this is significant.
This partnership, Visa, Stripe, Fold, feels like a really profound signal. Maybe the industry is moving past that, Bitcoin maximalist phase.
It certainly challenges the old narrative that Bitcoin is just for speculation, right?
Exactly. Offering 2 to 3.5% back in Bitcoin rewards, that normalizes it. Makes it feel like, just another currency option, but using the familiar credit card system.
And the potential is there. Remember that MIT study? It suggested something like 15% of U.S. consumers would actually start using crypto for purchases if it was integrated into systems they already know, like this card.
A potential tipping point then.
Could be. But this push for mainstream acceptance, it inevitably bumps up against regulation. And this next post really highlights that tension between lawmakers and markets. A real eyebrow raiser from @Unusual Wales. This is unusual. Representative Tim Moore bought Intel, INTC, before the U.S. government announced 10% Intel share control.
Okay, wait, let's break that down. The sequence is important here.
Extremely. So Representative Tim Moore, who sits on the House Financial Services Committee, a very influential position, he bought Intel stock late July, early August 2025. Then on August 25th, the U.S. government announces it's taking a 10% stake in Intel.
And that stake was funded through the CHIPS Act, right? The Semiconductor Booster Plan?
Correct. Using CHIPS Act funds intended to boost domestic chip production.
So he bought shares right before the government basically announced a massive investment that would likely boost the stock price. What are we supposed to make of that timing?
Well, it certainly raises questions about potential informational advantage. You have to consider the context. There was that 2021 study. It found that U.S. lawmakers' stock trades, historically, outperform the market by like 7 to 12% annually.
7 to 12%. Better than the pros.
Consistently better, yeah. It suggests maybe their timing isn't just luck. The public interest angle here is obvious. Market integrity, conflicts of interest, especially when these huge national strategic investments are involved.
Absolutely. Okay, moving from financial policy to immigration policy, another rule change that could really shake up the tech talent market. This is reported by @DDDiddles. Huge immigration news. New H-1B proposed rule will weight by wage.
Yeah, this is a big structural shift for the H-1B lottery. The proposal weights your chances in the lottery based on salary level.
How does that work exactly?
So level 4 high wage earners, think top-tier compensation, senior architects, really specialized roles, they would get 4 times the chance of being selected compared to someone at level I, which is more entry level.
Okay, the stated goal is obviously to prioritize the highest skill, highest paid workers. But what's the risk? Are we just pushing mid-level talent to, say, Canada or somewhere else, especially for startups?
That's precisely the core concern. This system inherently favors big established companies with deep pockets over startups and smaller firms.
Why specifically them?
Because of the numbers. A study back in 2023 found that something like 62% of H-1B petitions from startups fall below level 3 wages. They just can't compete on those top-tier salaries needed to get those extra lottery tickets.
So startups needing skilled, but maybe not top-paid talent are at a disadvantage.
A significant one. This change, plus other potential fee increases, it could create a real talent drain. We already saw tech immigration jump 15% in Canada last year. This rule could easily make that worse.
Okay, let's shift gears completely. Culture, science, local stuff. First up, sports. At Zero Hedge reports on the march of automation taking over human judgment calls. MLB to use robot umpires to call balls strikes next season.
This is it. The official rollout of the automated ball strike system, ABS. Coming to Major League Baseball for the 2026 season.
Feels inevitable, doesn't it?
After a decade of testing, yeah. And it's really a response to the data. That 2017 MIT Sloan paper found human umps have about a 14% error rate on average. That's a lot in pro sports.
14%? Wow. So is it full automation? Robot overlords calling every pitch?
Not quite yet. And this is the crucial part. The initial plan is a challenge system.
Ah, like in tennis.
Kinda. It's a smart compromise, actually. They get the precision when it really matters, when a call is disputed, addressing that error rate. But they keep the human umpire, the traditional flow of the game that, fans and players are used to. It balances tech with tradition.
That makes sense. Easing it in. Okay, now for something completely different, a moment of national pride, highlighted by @GrowingDaniel. This is actually what makes America great again.
Right.
The post is referencing the U.S. physics team, incredibly diverse group achieving this historic sweep. All 5 gold medals at the 2025 International Physics Olympiad.
It's just fantastic.
And it connects right back to what we were just saying about talent, right? This kind of excellence, driven by diverse backgrounds.
Yeah.
It really highlights that data point. Over 46% of Fortune 500 companies were founded by immigrants or their kids.
It's a powerful counter-narrative. Excellence comes from everywhere.
Absolutely. Okay, quick medical update now. This is about clearing up some long-standing public confusion, a major statement from @Spectator Index. Breaking. The World Health Organization says neither the painkiller paracetamol Tylenol nor vaccines have been demonstrated to cause autism.
Yeah, this is the WHO basically confirming the global scientific consensus, finally trying to push back hard against persistent misinformation.
And it aligns with the research.
Completely. Huge studies like that 2019 JMA one looking at 1.4 million kids found zero causal link. No connection. This is the world's top health authority directly addressing public skepticism. Skepticism that's unfortunately been, amplified sometimes by political talk that ignores the science.
Right, good to have that clarity reinforced. Okay, finally, let's wrap up with a post that neatly ties together themes of data control, public access, and authority, shared by @PitDizzy. This is fun. Our real-time report of parking cops in San Francisco.
Huh. Fun might be subjective depending on if you got a ticket.
True, but it's a perfect little microcosm.
Yeah.
Some clever person built a tool using publicly available SFMTA data, real-time city data, to map one specific parking officer.
And this officer was efficient.
Hyper-efficient. He issued 71 tickets, worth about $7,500 in just 4 hours. The tool mapped the route in real time, but then what happened?
Predictably, maybe. The SFMTA shut the tool down almost immediately, cited privacy concerns.
Oh, okay.
It just perfectly illustrates that tension, right, between open data access and data governance. When public data empowers citizens maybe here to avoid getting a ticket, the authorities can see it as a misuse or a threat, and the impulse is often to shut that access down.
So today was quite a ride. We saw the birth of this Macrohard AI vision trying to control the code stack.
The government stepping in with a stake in Intel via the CHPS Act.
Bitcoin getting the mainstream nod from Visa and Stripe.
And yeah, even robot umpires getting ready for the big leagues.
And we end on that San Francisco parking app story. That tension, public data access versus authority control. It's not just SF, is it? It feels like a global challenge unfolding everywhere.
Definitely. It's going to define a lot in the coming years.
So here's something for you to think about. If a regular citizen can use public data to track, maybe even avoid, a parking officer in real time, what limits should be placed on accessing public data? Especially as these new AI models think about those Macrohard agents, learn to use all this real-time public data for instant proactive action. Does that lead to unprecedented accountability or maybe unprecedented chaos?
So I'm going to chew on.
That's today's Daily Vibecasting. Catch you tomorrow for the next deep dive.